Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have here for you prepared four articles. Each of these four comes from a different media outlet. None of these articles come from Palestinian affiliated or Arab affiliated media outlets or Russian outlets. It is about the destruction in Gaza, in numbers, approximate numbers. I don't expect all these four sources to lie, or all four being anti-Semitic. I have to take it into consideration that there is interest, and sometimes people lie and exaggerate or minimize. But I got four. Let me show you. Let's start with the first one, which comes from The Guardian, which is a British media outlet. This is not a Russian, not a Arab affiliated media outlet. And it says, Israel-Hamas war is deadliest ever for United Nations aid workers, with at least 88 killed. The reason I'm making this video is to ask this question with the other three articles that I have them ready. Where's the outrage? And if there's outrage over there, I'm talking about United Nations, United States, countries that can really do something. And the second question is, nothing happens. Nothing happens. Now, show must go on. The caravan keeps going, passing by, the dogs are barking. If the four articles that I'm going to feature here with the numbers of children killed, United Nations workers killed, journalists killed, if these things, are just, hey, nothing to see here, why is that in this situation? Isn't that strange? I don't think it's strange whatsoever. I know the answer, I can't tell you, but I think you will figure it out. So here it is, 88. At least 88 people who worked for the United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees, UNRWA, have been killed since 7 of October. 47 of its buildings have been damaged. Separately, at least 150 health workers have been killed in Gaza, 16 while on duty, and 18 emergency service workers for Gaza Civil Defense. Are they lying? Are they lying, or all these guys were killed by Hamas? I would like to know. Next article. This comes from Business Insider from Africa. Okay, from Africa. Israel says it dropped, we can find it in many other articles. It dropped 6,000 bombs on Gaza in 1 week. That's almost as many as what the United States dropped in Afghanistan in 1 year. Now, what do you think? Are those 6,000 bombs perfectly guided to kill 6,000 and more Hamas? Or collateral damage, since it's not my family? All right. It's just, I would like to know that. Here it is. Israel said it. It dropped about 6,000 bombs. This is what? November 6th. Bombs on Gaza Strip within the first 6 days of war. That's staggering number, is close to the 7,423 bombs US dropped on Afghanistan in 2019. Now, all right, let's move to the next one. The unprecedented death toll among Gaza journalists. This is today, November 10th, 2023. Remember when journalists were killed in Ukraine? It was a tragedy, and still is. Here, the right of self-defense, or what would be the justification? All right. The last month of Israel's invasion of Gaza has been the deadliest yet for journalists in more than 30 years. Retaliatory strikes in the wake of Hamas attacks on 7 of October, have killed at least 34 Palestinian journalists and media workers, making the deadliest period for the press since the Committee to Protect Journalists began documenting the killing of journalists in 1992. Anybody at the United Nations said something that you should do this? And this is not this one. Where is it? Not that one. Right here. I have to jump through all kind of things. These charts, this is per CNN. Not an Israeli, not a whatever Palestinian. These charts show the scale of loss in the Israel-Hamas war. November 7, 2023. Of course, they start with this. You have to memorize this number, okay? They always start with this, or always find, whenever they're going to tell you about this and that, they will always start with the context. But the context for them starts October 7th, not 1948. No. Not that it should, but don't you want to go chronologically to see how certain things might have started, initiated? That's how you do if you're honest, right? It says here, the conflict began, we already know that by how. Okay, we have the Holocaust mentioned as well. In response, Israel responded with air and land attacks on the Gaza Strip, which has resulted in 10,305 deaths, Palestinian deaths, according to a spokesperson. Okay, so let's see. Death toll in Israel-Palestine conflicts over the last 15 years. Okay, so we have in the last violence has occurred more than 1,200 deaths in Israel and at least 11,025 in Gaza in November 10. Okay, this is it. And you can see what's going on here. Who's who, what's what. Children, listen to this, are nearly half of all casualties. Children, adults, this is the Palestinians, I guess, 41-59. At least 10,022 people have been killed in Gaza, Palestinians. They you know, since the beginning of war on October 7th, 4,104 were under the age of 18. All right? All right, let's go underneath here. By comparison, 477 children died in Ukraine in 2022, and 83 have died this year as of October 8, according to reports compiled by United Nations High Commissioner of Human Rights. So that is what? 540 or something. Let's say 550 died in Ukraine in more than 1 year and a half. And these guys here, 4,104 have been killed in 1 month. Not even 1 month, because these guys did not start in October 7th. Not even. Almost 10 times. More children killed in Gaza in 1 month than in any other conflict annually since 2019. And they give you here what's going on, who died when. Palestinians, Israel, Ukraine, rest of the world. The blue is the blue here in 2022 is the Ukrainians, and here again the Ukrainians over here, compared with the purple rain by the Palestinians, and Israel the yellow. Okay, right here, 31, awful. And this one is what? 4,149, very awful. Now you can go deeper and deeper. You have forced about 1.5 million people, about 2/3 of the population, to flee their homes. That's a tragedy. 1.5 million people in Gaza left. Where do you think they are? What do you think they do? Well, and you can go on and on here. You can see here that it says the Gaza Health Ministry said 471 died. This is in the hospital being targeted by and so on. Ukraine experienced nearly 600 attacks on healthcare. The first full month after Russia, So you can go on and you can compare right here. That's what they want to do. But this, remember, is from whatever compared with the Ukrainians. The population, the time is different If you take Ukraine as a population, it used to be what? 39 million people, I think, or about 40 million people. Russians died as well, but just take Ukraine. The population and the time span much, much greater than 2.3 million in Gaza in 3 weeks, because the maybe, let's say, give them 4 weeks. 4 weeks versus more than 1 year and a half. A population of 2.3, you killed 4,000 something, and here you killed 500 and some children. I'm talking about children. Now, after all this data, numbers, do you think that these guys are all lying? Not impossible, but it is probable. Let's talk in possibilities and probabilities. That's the way I roll. Possibility. It's possible they all lie all the time. As what's his name? Abraham Lincoln said, you can't, you can lie people sometime, but not all the people all the time. You can lie to, fool some people sometime, but you can't fool all of the people all the time. The same here. They can lie, all of them, all the time. I mean, let's don't get full retarded here, okay? Let's drop it to half retarded. Why half retarded? Because I'm not going to tell certain things. That is where I turn, well, I don't know, I'm not certain, let me ask a question, not even the question. Why? Because of the free speech that we all love. Are they exaggerating? Possibly. Minimizing somewhere? Possibly. But do they make up numbers? I don't think they make up numbers. Are all these victims Hamas? All of them? If you ask Dershowitz, which I covered him in in a debate, in a yelling match actually, together with Dr. Cornel West, in front of that Below 86 Hannity, on his channel, on his whatever garbage he's got over there. Cornell asked him, so Israel never did anything, civilians, go and watch my video. And Dershowitz never. Dershowitz has a PhD, so does Cornel West. Oh, I think it's Cornel West, isn't he? They have both PhDs. Remember, Dershowitz is constitutional law, I think he was teaching or something, constitutional law or something, at Harvard. What can you do with that guy? Never, ever. You watch that video. So that's one guy. I mean, just think about it. And my point here is, what's going on? The US has no power. United Nations has no power. NATO somehow has no power. Are they supporting this? Okay, if they're not supporting this, that means they are what? In between? They don't care. Or they are not supporting, they're against. Now, if they're against the killing of this, what would you do? The first thing is stop it. They say they stop it, but they don't stop it. Why? Maybe because they can't. Maybe they call because they don't want to. I think they can't. Why? Because I think they are not who they say they are or who they tell us they are. That's what I think. And I don't think because I just woke up, upset or something. Evidence and time showed certain kind of interests and patterns. Just think about it. Where is the outrage? Where is NATO bombarding? Where is NATO saying no, whatever they say. I can't remember how it's that called. Free zone. Where is that at? Where is that? Where are the threats of how do you call those sanctions? Nothing. And they think that people don't see that. They can't keep the lead on anymore. They can't. And then you have problems in other countries about something that those countries should have nothing to do with that. But they do. Why? Diversity is our strength. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.